Hi y'all, Darla here with Growing Tropical, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the dragon wing begonias. Aren't these beautiful? I say these because we have a sister plant directly behind this one that's growing. I've got two 20-inch baskets that I put these begonias in back in February, and literally I have not touched them except for I fertilized them and I gave them water when we didn't have any kind of adequate rain. But other than that, I really haven't fussed with them a whole lot. Now, just to talk a little bit about the dragon wing begonia. Dragon wing begonias are zoned for a 9 and warmer. They are considered an annual, but because I live in a zone 10, I can treat them as perennial. So basically, this particular plant, I should be able to theoretically keep this plant growing year-round, right through the winter months. And as long as I continue nipping and tucking at it, it should continue just to produce and produce. And I will give it a mild fertilizer during the winter months while the growth is a little slower. But all in all, these guys love the humidity. They love the heat. And Lord knows today, it's very, very happy today because we've got a very, very high humidity. I think it's like 90% humidity today. It is awful out here, but this guy is absolutely loving it. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys how I actually trim these dragon wing begonias. I'm going to bring the camera in just a little bit closer because I want to show you what's happening here is we've got all of these leggy cane-like stems. And we've got all this beautiful, lush new growth that's coming in. Now, what I want to do is I want to not take off all of those cane-like stems because I want to leave a little beauty on the plant. These gorgeous flowers are absolutely, I love them. They're absolutely gorgeous. But because of these flowers, these stems get really heavy. And I'm going to show you really quickly. Here's a stem that came off all by itself. Look at the length of that thing. It just got so heavy that eventually it just snapped off. And you can tell that's a snap and not a cut. So I thought, you know what? I want to go ahead and get out here right now. We are in the deep of our summer months here. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to clean up some of these leggier stems, thereby more energy back down into all this new growth to where I can just keep this thing growing just constantly year round. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you the difference. There is two different types of winged begonias. There is a dragon wing, which is the one that I'm showing you here. Then there's an angel wing begonia. Now I have one that I had purchased almost a year ago, and I didn't have very good luck with it. I didn't have a lot of experience with the angel wings, and what I did was I kind of threw them on the side yard, and oh my gosh, they just started growing. And it was like the less muss and fuss that I put into them, the better they loved it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys over and I'm going to show you where I put these angel wings and the difference between the two. Okay, so here are the angel wings. Now you can see that the leaf structure is pretty much the same thing, okay? It's the only difference is between the angel wing is you've got the coloring of the leaf. Remember, the angel or the dragon wing had just a solid glossy green leaf, whereas this has coloring in it. Now, when I first bought these guys, they had a lot more pink and burgundy tones in them. They were absolutely gorgeous. They will periodically put on just like little flowers. I had just a couple that were in there, but for the most part, the dragon wing, my personal experience is I can get the dragon wings to bloom way easier than I can get these guys. But again, this is what the only difference is. Again, you've got, you know, this leaf that is actually got like spots all over it, and it's the coloration of the leaf. And that is really the only difference between the two. As far as maintenance is concerned, or I should say they grow in the same zone, the maintenance is pretty much the same. For whatever reason, I can't grow these as easy as what I can grow the dragon wing. So I wanted to show you guys the difference between the angel wing and the dragon wing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim this guy up. And what I want to show you is I want to show you exactly where I'm going to start. So let's take this particular one, this cane-like stem. Okay, you see this? If you look at these, let me see if I can't point this guy out. If you look at this stem and you see like the fat part here of the stem, it's got all these little swollen little parts, and there's this little brown that goes around it. These are called nodes. So what I usually do is I'm going to do this right while I've got this on the camera, or the camera on this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go right above one of those nodes. So we're going to come down here, Remember, your node is right here, okay? And I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna go right above that node, and I'm gonna just cut it right off, okay? Made a nice clean cut, as you can see, and I just went straight across. I didn't do any angling or anything like that. But now what's gonna happen is it'll flood, or it'll push growth coming down into these nodes. I will get little blooms that'll come out of here, out of these nodes, which will make it nice and full down here, much like you see down here. Let's do another one. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do this long leggy one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if I can get the camera. I apologize for the shaky camera here. Let's see, we're gonna go ahead and take this guy right here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go down into here. Now, can you guys see this node that is right here? That's the one I'm gonna take off right here. I'm gonna go just above it. I'm gonna cut it off. Now you see, here's the node, here's that fat swollen piece, and I just made a cut straight across right here. So what I'm gonna do, you guys, is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to trim up this begonia, okay? And what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll take a look at how much better it actually looks without all of that legginess. It's gonna be a little tiny bit sore in the very beginning until it starts pushing its growth back out, but I'll get another flush that'll come out here in the next, I could say, probably 2-3 weeks. You'll start seeing a lot of new growth that'll come out of that. So let me go ahead and get that taken care of, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at it. Okay, all trimmed up. And honestly, you guys, I think I ended up taking off maybe in the total of both of the plants, I took off maybe 10 or 12 of these cane-like stems. I just did not have the heart to just take it all the way back. I had debated whether I was going to do that or not. And theoretically, you could do that if you wanted to. If you remember earlier in the video, I showed you all the new growth that was starting down inside of this begonia. Theoretically, you could go through and you could take these long cane-like stems and you could just take literally all of them down to where they were all nice and compact and just put one full-on flush growth and let it all come out. But this is the dead of the summer for us here in South Florida, and I don't have a lot of color that's in my landscape right now. As a matter of fact, pretty much all the color that's coming from my landscape are from foliage color. The annuals and the perennials and stuff that are in my landscape are really struggling right now. I have a lot of things growing over on the south side, but that's neither here nor there. The bottom line is I've got these beautiful dragon wing begonias right here in the driveway, and they're so pretty when you walk up that I just did not have the heart to take them all off. But again, like I said, you could actually do that. And just to recap, I can't remember, sometimes I forget what I say in the starts of the videos. Just to kind of recap on the dragon wing begonia, there are two varieties of the winged begonias, and that would be the dragon wing, which is the soft, glossy green leaf. And these actually deepen when they get a little bit more sun. It goes from a very light green to a bronzier green. And then you have the angel wing, which was the one that I showed you guys in the video that had the colored leaves with all the spots on them. That is pretty pretty much the difference in an angel and a dragon wing. So I kind of wanted to just put that out there because sometimes there can be some confusion on which, what is what. I thought for a long time that they were kind of one and the same, but that is not true. And then the other thing with these begonias is, again, they are zoned for a 9 and warmer. They are very heat and they are very humid tolerant, thereby making them a terrific choice for anyone who lives in like a hot, humid climate. They're perfect for us here in South Florida. They do like to have a moist soil, but they don't like to have wet feet. So you definitely want to make sure that you have them on a good watering schedule. These guys are both on drip irrigation, so I am watering them right now. Well, we've been getting quite a bit of rain here lately, thank goodness. But so I haven't really had to water them, a lot. But just before we started going into all this rain or whatever, I was literally watering them every day. And they probably could have been watered twice a day. And again, these are 20-inch baskets, so that just shows you how quickly they were actually drying out. But you guys, I hope that this video was informational. I hope that it gave you a little bit of a glimpse into a dragon wing and an angel wing. And as far as pests are concerned, one of the pests that I find that really bothered these guys for me is the mealybugs. I usually have issues with mealybugs, but a little bit of insecticidal soap will actually take care of that. So you guys, until the next video, bye for now.